Hey Army, welcome back to this channel. Before you scroll or click on another video, wait just a second. Because today, we're going to uncover a fact that has been echoing across every corner of the entertainment world for years now. A title that wasn't given lightly. Not from obsessive fans, not from stan Twitter accounts, but from major world-class media outlets, from international music critics, from global streaming platforms, and even from professional dancers and choreographers who aren't even part of the BTS fandom. That title is King of the Stage. And the name they keep mentioning? Park Jimin. Today, we're going to break it all down, one by one. Why that title isn't just hype. Why it isn't a coincidence. And why, even after everything, from the world's biggest stages to military barracks, the name Park Jimin continues to shine like a star that simply cannot be extinguished. Let's get into it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button right now, because content like this will keep coming right here. Before we talk about the title King of the Stage, we need to understand who this person really is. Park Jimin was born on October 13, 1995, in Busan, South Korea. From a young age, he showed an extraordinary passion for the art of dance. He studied at Busan High School of Arts, majoring in contemporary dance, and was known as one of the top students in his field. Picture this, a kid from Busan, a port city in the south of Korea, with no major connections in the entertainment industry, no pre-existing fame, no family ties to show business. But he had one thing that money couldn't buy: extraordinary talent and a work ethic with absolutely no ceiling. It was actually his teacher who recommended Jimin to audition. He then joined Big Hit Entertainment in 2012 as a trainee, with a training period that was considered remarkably short, about 1 year, before debuting with BTS on June 13, 2013. 1 year, guys. Most K-pop trainees spend 3 to 5 years, sometimes even longer, before they ever debut. But Jimin? 1 year. And he stepped right into the role of main dancer and lead vocalist of BTS. But don't be fooled. That doesn't mean his journey was easy. Quite the opposite. Jimin has long been known as one of the hardest working members of the group. There are stories from fellow BTS members about how Jimin would practice deep into the night, sometimes sleeping in the studio, all in pursuit of perfecting every single move he felt wasn't quite right yet. That relentless dedication is the very foundation of the King of the Stage crown he now wears. Now let's get to the heart of it. Why did the world's media choose Jimin over the other BTS members? Why not RM, who is incredibly talented? Why not Jin, whose voice is breathtaking? Why not Suga, who is a musical genius? The answer comes down to one word: totality. Within the group, Jimin holds the position of main dancer and lead vocalist, recognized for a dancing style that is powerful, precise, and deeply emotional. Titles like Stage Genius or King of the Stage are frequently given to him because of his extraordinary ability to bring every single performance to life. Now let's break this down technically. Choreographers and professional dancers who have analyzed Jimin's performances consistently highlight 3 key things. First, precision and control. Jimin's movements are not simply following choreography. Every fingertip, every angle of his head, every curve of his body, all executed with a level of precision that is almost unsettling to watch. Professionals refer to this as high-level body isolation, the ability to move one part of the body independently of another with complete control. This is not a skill that appears overnight. It is the result of thousands upon thousands of hours of practice. Second, emotional delivery. This is what separates a technical dancer from one who is truly, fully alive on stage. Many performers can replicate Jimin's movements on a technical level, but replicating the expression, the energy, and the emotion he channels through every single beat, almost no one comes close. Try watching his performance of Lie from BTS's Wings album again. That is not just dancing. That is theater, moving poetry, and music fused into one singular experience. Every movement tells a story of inner conflict, of a lie living inside the self. Third, a magnetic stage presence. There is a term in the performing arts world called commanding the stage, the ability to own a stage not through volume or aggression, but through pure aura. When Jimin steps to the center of a stage, eyes in the audience naturally follow him. Even the cameras at major concerts, operated by seasoned professionals, seem to naturally gravitate toward Jimin. This is not a coincidence. This is art. Now let's look at the concrete proof. What have the world's media and institutions actually said about Jimin? The Guardian selected Jimin as the 17th greatest boyband member in history. From January through May 2018, he also won the monthly Hybe X Billboard Award for Top K-pop Artist, Individual. Throughout all of 2019, Jimin held the #1 ranking in brand reputation from the Korea Brand Reputation Research Institute. In 2018, he was the 9th most tweeted about celebrity in the entire world and the 8th most tweeted about musician globally. These numbers aren't just about popularity. They are indicators of how one artist breaks through cultural and geographic boundaries. When someone from South Korea becomes one of the most talked about people on a global platform like Twitter, now X, it means the impact they create is beyond borders. Then there's his solo music. The title track, Who, from Jimin's second solo album Muse, debuted at #14 on the Billboard Hot 100 and reached #1 on iTunes in multiple countries within just 5 days, making it the fastest all-kill in history at the time. And on Spotify? On Spotify Rap 2024, Jimin topped the chart of the most popular K-pop songs of the year with Who, a track that also successfully entered Spotify's Billions Club that same year. One song, a billion streams, #1 in the world. And in 2025, Spotify Rap 2025 revealed JiminBTS as the most popular artist and album in South Korea. In November 2025, Jimin won the International Male Artist Award at the Prêmio APCA in Brazil for the 3rd consecutive time, while continuing to dominate Korea's brand reputation rankings, winning Brazil's top International Male Artist Award 3 times. From a country with an incredibly strong music industry and highly discerning audiences. This is not a coincidence. This is consistency. To truly understand why Jimin deserves the title of King of the Stage, we need to look at his solo journey more closely. Jimin released 3 solo tracks within BTS albums: Lie in 2016 from Wings, Serendipity in 2017 from Love Yourself, Her, and Filter in 2020 from Map of the Soul, 7. Each of these tracks highlighted his unique vocal ability and dance style. But the biggest chapter in his solo story began when BTS entered their hiatus for mandatory military service. Many wondered whether the individual members could truly stand on their own. Jimin answered that question with absolute clarity. His first solo album, Face, was released in March 2023. This was not a side project. It was a deep artistic statement, an exploration of self-honesty, vulnerability, and the courage to face the mirror. Set Me Free PT2 presented a rawer, more honest version of Jimin than he had ever shown the world before. Then in July 2024, Jimin released his second album, Muse, containing 7 tracks including 1 interlude. Smeraldo Garden Marching Band, featuring Loco, debuted at #88 on the Billboard Hot 100. Marking rapper Loco's first ever entry on that chart, while the title track, Who, debuted at #14 on the Billboard Hot 100 and achieved the fastest iTunes all-kill in history within just 5 days. The entire album Muse feels like Jimin inviting his listeners into the deepest labyrinth of his thoughts and feelings, about love, about the search for meaning, about who he truly is behind the bright lights of the stage. And that is exactly what sets Jimin apart. For many artists, the stage is a place to perform. For Jimin, the stage is a place to live. One thing that people who have worked with Jimin consistently say is how deeply seriously he takes the art of performance. Jimin is widely known for his extraordinary work ethic and dedication. Despite having a relatively short trainee period, he grew into a world-class performer. From a dance student in Busan to a global icon, his journey reflects a combination of raw talent, relentless hard work, and unwavering consistency, making him one of the most inspiring figures in the music industry today. There seems to be a philosophy Jimin has always held close, that a performance not filled with a fully present soul is not a complete performance at all. In various interviews, Jimin has spoken about how he prepares before walking onto a stage, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally as well. He believes that audiences can feel whether a performer is truly there, or simply going through the motions mechanically. And audiences all over the world, from Seoul to Sao Paulo, from Paris to Jakarta, have felt that every single time Jimin walks onto a stage. In 2019, Jimin received an award from the Kim Bek-bong Cultural Conservation Society for his traditional Korean fan dance performance at the 2018 Melon Music Awards. This is worth highlighting. A cultural conservation society giving an award to a modern K-pop artist. That doesn't happen every day. It means Jimin isn't just entertaining. He is also honoring and preserving cultural heritage within every performance he gives. In December 2023, Jimin, alongside his fellow BTS members, began his mandatory military service. For many fans, this was a time filled with anxiety. What if after 2 years, the momentum was gone? What if the world had moved on and forgotten? But just as Park Jimin has proven time and time again, no one can extinguish a fire that truly burns from within. Jimin began his military service in December 2023 alongside Jungkook in the 5th Infantry Division. He completed basic training in 5 weeks, ranking first as the best trainee, receiving a commendation from the division commander, and was promoted early to Special Class Warrior due to his outstanding performance. Even in the military, far from any stage, far from spotlights, far from music, Jimin was still #1. Top trainee. Early promotion for exceptional achievement. This is no longer just about K-pop. This is about character. Jimin and Jungkook officially completed their mandatory military service on June 11, 2025, and army around the world couldn't contain their excitement. And when he stepped back out, BTS announced their 2026 World Tour, predicted to become the largest K-pop tour in history, with 79 performances across 34 cities, including Jakarta in December 2026. RM and Jimin were reportedly deeply involved in developing the narrative concept for the concert, titled Human Life Journey, a show divided into segments exploring personal growth, self-acceptance, and the power of community. A true king doesn't just perform. A true king leads. And Jimin proves that even in the planning of BTS's grand return, talking about the king of the stage cannot be separated from an influence that extends far beyond music. Because Jimin is not just an artist, he is a cultural phenomenon. At Paris Fashion Week 2026, Jonathan Anderson's debut was illuminated by the presence of JiminBTS, whose edgy and stylish appearance drew the attention of fans and media worldwide. Paris Fashion Week is one of the most prestigious and exclusive fashion events on the planet. And Jimin's presence there wasn't simply as a guest in the audience. He was part of the story itself. The cameras were there for him. The media coverage was about him. The articles were written with his name in the headline. With a net worth estimated at $50 to $60 million in 2025, earned through albums, tours, merchandise, and endorsements, Jimin is not just an idol. He is a symbol of resilience and empathy. And behind all of that wealth and fame, there is a dimension that very few artists in the world possess: a genuine and consistent desire to give back. As a philanthropist, Jimin has actively donated 100 million Korean wons to flood victims in 2022, 30 million Korean wons to an elderly housing project in Busan the same year, and 100 million Korean wons to Gyeongbuk firefighters in March 2025. His generosity earned him deep respect from the community chest of Korea. A true king doesn't only reign on a stage. He cares for those around him, for his community, for his people. And Jimin proves that not with words, but with concrete action. So now we've seen all the evidence. We've broken everything down, from dance technique, to musical achievements, to recognition from global media, to character off the stage, to his social contributions. But there's one question that might still be in your mind. Will this title of King of the Stage actually last? In an entertainment industry that moves as fast as the wind, where trends can flip overnight, will Jimin's name remain relevant? The answer lives in the history of performing arts itself. The artists who are remembered are not the ones who went the most viral at one particular moment. The ones who are remembered are those who are consistent, who keep evolving, who carry a strong and authentic artistic identity. Michael Jackson is remembered not because of one music video. Freddie Mercury is remembered not because of one concert. They are remembered because of the totality of their soul poured into their craft, year after year, with extraordinary consistency. And Park Jimin? For more than a decade now, he has been doing exactly the same thing. From a nervous 17-year-old stepping onto a stage for BTS's debut, To a 30-year-old man now co-designing the narrative of a global world tour, he has never stopped growing. He has never stopped pushing himself to be better. At 30 years old in late 2025, Jimin continues to dominate the music industry through his solo achievements and contributions to BTS, including Billboard records and international awards. A king who continues to reign does so not through force, but through quality. Not through fear, but through admiration. Not by demanding people to pay attention, but because it is simply impossible not to. Army, and everyone watching this video, whether you've been a long-time fan or this is your very first time encountering this name, one thing cannot be denied. Park Jimin is not just a K-pop artist. He is living proof that art born from honesty, boundless dedication, and a genuine love for the stage can break through every cultural, linguistic, and geographic barrier on this planet. He is proof that from a small port city in Busan, a kid with a big dream can become a name spoken in Paris, Sao Paulo, New York, Jakarta, and every corner of the world. And the title King of the Stage? That is not just a phrase. It is the world's tribute to someone who has proven, over and over again, that he is worthy of that crown. Alright guys, that's a wrap for today's video. If you enjoyed this kind of content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss what's coming next. Drop your answer in the comments below. Which Jimin performance is the most memorable to you? I genuinely cannot wait to read your responses. Until the next video, stay golden, Army. Purple Heart.